अब भिडियो कल भन्नु होला
ए अरे
भन्नु दाइ
मेरोमा त यार बेला बेला हराउँछ यार के हो यो
Back again.
फोनै लगाएर के हो
तपाईको मात्र हैन हाम्रो पनि हराइरहेछ बेला बेला
होइन यार भिडियो हराएर हुन्छ बेला बेला के भएको जस्तो यदि हराएर छ यार म यहाँ तनावमा भइरहेको छु
हो र
How you guys doing? You okay?
Yeah.
Surviving the first day?
Yeah.
You remember anything?
We are feeling sleepy.
Has anybody got any questions at all before we do a bit of revision, recap? Any particular part they want to check over? I'll put some questions out there, but you guys check. Again, please put your cameras on. I know you don't want to see my ugly face, but I'd like to see some of you guys. Okay, you should have them on. That's part of the requirement. Okay, so don't be shy.
Thrust and torque.
What's that, sorry?
Thrust and torque.
Thrust and torque, yeah, okay.
Propeller. Movement arm, engine power and direction and rotation, that one.
Okay, yeah, we'll go through that as well. Anybody else?
James?
Yep.
Right, let's see, because what I'll do, I'll try and just do a bit more revision today, recap, should say. Before I move on to, we've got propeller efficiency tomorrow. Rather than try and get too much in today, I know we've only got 4 days. I'll finish that bit off tomorrow. Or we might squeeze in, We've only got a few pages left in that one. Thing is, don't want to be doing calculations at this time of night, because I know it's late out there for you guys. Appreciate. What time do you work tomorrow? Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, see, it's a hard one doing sort of college work late at night, you know, to working tomorrow, so I appreciate that. It's just the middle afternoon for me. Almost dark already. Right, I'll go back the way through the book. Is anybody any questions on reduction gearing?
No.
Everybody happy with that, yeah? Again, the basic formula there, that's fine. And just be aware that obviously the crankshaft has to go faster than it does for the propeller. Otherwise, we'll have things flying off. The types of gears: spur gear, bevel, epicyclic, or epicyclic gear. That's the 3 main type. All right, nothing's anything too difficult with that one. What are the 2 types of? The 2 installation effect limits. What did you call the power limits? What's the 2 names?
Sorry?
What was the 2 limits? No, pressure limits. Were the 2 pressure limits referenced to water methanol, or not water methanol? There was a certain limit, a high one and a low one. What was the official names for them?
Upper limit and min. What was that?
Yeah, min torque, yeah? So min torque. So upper limit and min torque, good. What does WMCP stand for? W. Yeah. Good. And that's when you've got actually water methanol in the system, so you get high pressure limits. So that was classed as a wet power. The dry power was called what? What was the abbreviation for the dry power check?
EPCP.
Yeah, EPCP, yeah. Engine power check, good, that's a dry one. Again, all good there. What was the 2 types of I'll say the one myself, the 2 types of torque metering systems? I just said one of them. What was the 2 types of the torque metering systems? Anyone?
Electrical and mechanical.
Yeah, what type of mechanical was it called? What was the other name to it? It was something mechanical.
Hydro.
Hydromechanical, yeah. Hydro is fluid. Yeah, so the fluid we use the engine oil. Good. With the electrical torque meter system, what's the basic principle behind it? How does it basically work?
Phonic wheel principle.
Yeah, phonic wheel, yes, the difference between the two sensors, yeah. Okay, just let them in. Good. So the greater the deflection on that way, the greater the distance, the greater the torque. Good. All right. What's on the flash there? Okay, you find that one. That's okay. Right, torque meters. The requirements. What's the three requirements to provide indication of power for torque meters?
Sorry?
What's the requirements? So to provide indication of power to where? We need the requirements of the torque meter system. There's three things. The two basic types were hydromechanical and electrical, but torque meter requirements is to provide indication of power to, there was three things. Copy gauge, yeah, need that definitely. Where else? Yeah, automatic fairing system, and the last one. So, yeah, water methanol. We call water methanol injection system. It's an augmentation type system. Augmentation, it helps, it assists, powers. So that system needs to know what the torque is doing at the moment, because if we're at the upper limit of the torque system, there's no point putting water or injecting water methanol in, because it's just going to go bang. Yeah, and likewise, if it's too low, that could possibly stop the engine. So that system needs to know what the pressure is. The automatic fairing system needs to know what the pressure is, and definitely the pilot or the engineer needs to know what the pressure is. Good. Okay. If in a torque system, if a propeller is rotating clockwise, which way will the aircraft try to rotate?
Sorry?
If with torque's a twisting motion. So if the propeller is rotating clockwise, which way will the actual fuselage of the aircraft try to rotate?
Anti-clockwise.
Yeah, that's right. So in the air, as it's flying, it's going to try and rotate that. Now, how do we counteract that? What helps prevent that? So we got the propeller going one way, potentially the aircraft going the opposite way, but what helps counteract?
Wash out.
Wash out, good, yeah. The twist of the wing from the root to the tip, and by the bend of the blades down, the wing tips anyway, that stabilises it. Also designed to counteract that. What about on the ground? What helps counteract that when the aircraft's on the ground? Because obviously it's not flying through the air. So what have we got on the fuselage that helps us prevent that?
Undercarriage.
Undercarriage, yeah. As it's trying to roll to whichever side, if it's not clockwise or clockwise, the undercarriage is reacting against it, which keeps it up. Yeah. Good, good, good. Okay, three things that can affect thrust and torque. So factors affecting thrust and torque, there's three things.
Your dynasty, AOA.
Yeah, AOA, yeah.
RPM, propeller speed.
Yeah, propeller speed, yeah. So let's look at air density. How could air density affect torque? Yeah, there's something thicker to hang on to. So yeah, we'll get more pressure, good. Likewise, if it decreases. Angle of attack, how's that going to affect thrust and torque? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Propeller speed. How will that affect the two?
Speed of rotation.
Yeah. Is it directly proportional or indirectly proportional?
Speed of
Yes. So what the rotation doing, the thrust and torque will do the same. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Terminology then. What is the terminology or definition of thrust?
Thrust is like lift.
that is right in the plane.
Yeah, good. Plane rotation. So the spin of the engine, the thrust is at right angles or perpendicular. Yeah, very good. What's the definition of torque? Yeah, plane rotation. Yeah, good. Ding ding, winner winner. And what is negative torque? And when does this tend to occur? What's the condition we call that? We get positive torque, obviously, but we can get negative torque as well. And
It's like
when-
wind.
yeah, go on.
When we have negative angle of attack.
Yeah, angle of attack is negative, and the fact it's got air. Yeah, good. Air blown onto it, we get through the windmill effect. Yeah, windmilling.
Yeah.
We also have positive torque even in thrust reverse, but that's if we drive an engine. But if the engine's being driven and we've got a negative angle attack, it's the forward momentum of aircraft, which is the air pushing onto the blade, which gives us negative torque instead of positive torque. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Right, so you've got two aircraft, you've got a propeller aircraft and a jet engine. Which one uses a large mass of air for a small
Propeller.
velocity? Propeller. Good.
Yeah.
So the jet engine obviously does a small amount of air, but
Yeah,
a large
and
velocity.
Yeah.
Hence why we tend to use the propeller engine for low speeds and low altitudes. Good. Okay. Definitions again. With respect to bending of propeller blades, what's happening there? With respect to bending forces on the propeller.
due to
When's that
thrust
propeller
and
blade
torque
gonna bend?
forces.
Yeah, thrust and torque forces. Centrifugal.
Rotating outward at high speed.
Yeah, high speeds and torsion.
Twisting. It's like twisting force.
Yeah, twisting force due to effects of CTM and ATM. Okay, who can tell me what CTM is?
CTM.
What is CTM? What does that stand for?
Centrifugal.
Yeah, centrifugal turning moment. Yeah, ATM.
Aerodynamic. Twisting.
Right. Which one of those two tries to turn the blade to a fine position?
CTM.
CTM. Good. Yeah. So CTM fine, ATM force because of the actual shift of the propeller effect. Yeah. Good. Which is the largest force acting on a propeller?
Centrifugal.
Centrifugal, yeah. The faster that goes, depending on the size of the blade and the weight that's in the blade, that's the most amount. And it goes the same for jet engines. I'll give you a little example. A little turbine blade about that size might weigh, what, a couple of ounces, 3-4 ounces. By the time it's spinning fast enough, due to centrifugal force, that could be weighing about 2 to 3 tons. So there's a lot of force due to centrifugal turning. Okay, so you manage a big propeller blade, hence why the reduction gearing on there. Okay. What is feathering?
Feathering.
Yeah, feathering, yeah.
Feathering is done in 90-degree position.
Yeah, so pretty much in line with the airflow. The blades turn in line with the airflow and prevents the propellers from windmilling. Okay, if the engine's shut down. Again, we'll look at probably a bit more tomorrow, the actual how that works, or maybe part 2, maybe looking at that one. Now, it can go into feather naturally when we shut the engine down, loss of oil pressure, and a spring pressure will take over and put the feathering. We can manually move the feather as well, but we don't want it in a fine position as well. Okay, what is flight fine pitch position? What is a flight fine pitch position in your own words? Yeah, it's a positive angle of attack, but it's a minimum amount, so we can actually induce some sort of thrust. Yeah. What is fine pitch? It's fine pitch, very similar to flight fine pitch, but what is fine pitch?
Where propeller stays at 0 degree.
Not 0 degree, no.
Yeah.
Fine pitch. So we've got flight fine pitch, which is the minimum working angle, and then we've got fine pitch. It's very close to each one. It's actually very similar. And when would we use fine pitch?
For a high power climb.
High power climb. Yeah, good. And we could possibly use that for coming to land as well. By having the fine pitch, it'll act as a drag. So a lot of surface there for the propeller going round. So as the aircraft's going forward, the surface there will act as a drag, and that can help slow the aircraft down as well. Okay, what is beta range? And when can you use it? Or when can you go into beta range?
For ground run, ground operational run.
Yeah, ground operating. And again, it's only available on the ground when you're waiting wheel switches in. Okay. What is the formula for solidity? The basic one or the more in-depth one? What's the formula?
Circumference of blade mass to section divided by number of blade chord.
Okay. Yeah, if you're not too sure on that one, look at the example in the book, and add your own numbers in there. Muck about with the numbers so you understand what's going on. Okay. Remember the 0.7 bit. That's the bit something's catches people out. As I say, it's 50-50 whether you get that in an exam or not. Again, it's not a maths exam, but sometimes they do put maybe 1 or 2 of the formulas in. But we've got a couple more formulas coming up. Not a lot. There's not a lot. But if you remember that part, then the information you get, if you do get one in an exam, it will be very easy numbers, probably similar to what we've got there. Remember, if you did get an exam, you can always round pi down to 3, yeah, to make it a nice, easy number to play with. Do a guesstimate. So yeah, if you're not too sure, but put some of your numbers in there and see how it goes from there. Okay. Let's see. In reference to power absorption, what can we use to help absorb power? So, reference to power absorbed and the limitations are. So, the power absorbed, we can do a few things. However, the downside is it might give us a few problems. What we're thinking there. I'll give you one of them to get the ball rolling. So we can absorb power by increasing the number of blades. That's great. We can absorb more power that way. However, what's the downside of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, structural difficulties with the hub. Good.
Yeah, angle of attack.
Yeah. Yeah, increased blade angle. Yeah. Downside is reduction of thrust. Torque and so on. Another one we. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, increasing the diameter. That's another one.
Shape of
Again, goes into stress factors as well. Yeah. Okay. What is the? If you saw a little yellow line about 2/3 of the way along the propeller, what would that indicate?
identification.
Yeah. What's that identification? What's that little little yellow line? That's easy for me to say.
Master station.
Master station. Good. That's a reference point. Yeah. And where's that measured? Where's the reference? The master station measured from?
Yellow marking.
Yellow marking. Yeah. And it's usually from the
The
blade
Root.
or the tip.
From the root, I think.
Good. Good. Yeah.
uh,
What is a blade station? What is a blade station?
Blade station are the marking in reference to master station.
Yeah, sort of thing. It's equally spaced. There's not lines on them, but well, saying that, some propellers do have lines on them as well. They are equally spaced, defined distances between from the blade root to the tip. They're measured from the blade root to the tip or the tip to the blade root, whichever way they go for it. Okay. Example you had, the stations were in 6-inch intervals.
Okay.
Okay.
Six inch is just the example, yeah.
Yeah,
It might-
that's just an example. Yeah, I mean that's a typical example, but it could be more, it could be less. It depends on the size, and that's just a typical example in your book, just for nice easy working. Okay, they're quite common that, but it's just an example. Okay, if I am in an aircraft, I am at a fixed throttle setting, but I go in a dive, right? So I'm increasing my forward speed in a dive, but I've got a fixed throttle setting. What's going to happen to the angle of attack? Is it going to increase or decrease?
Angle of attack increases.
Say again?
Increases.
It increases. Right, so fixed throttle, I'm not using throttle, I've just turned the aircraft down, I'm going to go down the way, I'm going faster, so I'm increasing forward speed. I'm not increasing the throttle, but I'm increasing forward speed, so the angle of attack will that
degree.
what we're going for?
If the forward angle, forward speed increases, then the angle of attack also increases.
Let's try again. Angle
Speed,
attack will decrease. Yeah, because it doesn't do it obviously, but think that the aircraft's catching up with the propeller blade. It's not obviously, but the forward speed is increasing. You've not increased the pitch of the blade, but the aircraft's going faster, so it's effectively catching up with the propeller blade, not physically, but the angle can't decrease. In other words, the propeller angle isn't going fast enough to go further ahead. So unless we increase that angle of attack, or increase the speed of the engine, the angle of attack will decrease. So as forward speed increases, angle of attack decreases. Okay. Let's say we're flying straight and level, and I increase the engine power. What's going to happen to the angle of attack now? Yeah, we are providing more lift on the propeller, so as we know, we call the lift thrust. So we get more thrust, which means it's trying to go faster than the aircraft, so the angle of attack relative to the airflow is going to increase. Okay, Good, 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 good. Cool. So that's when you take off, you're sat on the runway, you're not moving, you've got quite a fine pitch initially to get the top. We want the power from the engine, we want to get to be able to accelerate nice and quickly, so we'll have a fine pitch. Once we get the forward movement of the aircraft, well, that angle of attack's going to decrease even more. Well, we don't need that torque anymore. We need some to get the speed back up. So then we can start increasing the angle of attack to compensate for the forward speed once we get to altitude and that sort of thing. Okay, good. Okay, where is the most effective point on a propeller blade? What's roughly the distance?
2/3.
Say again?
2/3 and quarter.
Yeah, 2/3 and 3/4. Good. Most effective point. After that, the tip starts getting smaller and it goes off again. What's the purpose of fitting blade cuffs? What's the purpose of fitting blade cuffs?
To improve air
Yeah, improve the airflow.
around the blade root.
Yeah, because spinning quite slow, it's just a mechanical part. It can disrupt the airflow. That can cause problems over the engine, the cell, and the intakes. Yeah, good. Okay. And just before, a bit more there. What was washout? What was washout?
Twisting of blades are from up to tip to tip.
Yeah, from root to tip. Yeah, exactly. And remember, as it twists to the tip of the blade or the propeller, it's going down the way. Yeah, instead of up the way.
Decreases.
It decreases. Okay. What is blade angle?
Between path of blade and plane of rotation.
Yeah, yeah, plane rotation and the chord line of the blade. Yeah, it's a whole blade angle. Okay. True or false? The speed of rotation is indirectly proportional to the engine speed. True or false? So the speed of rotation is indirectly proportional to the engine speed.
False.
Yeah, has to be. If the engine's speeding, the speed of rotation has to be the same as engine RPM.
So
Good. Okay.
it's directly proportional to engine speed. That is true.
Right.
It is directly proportional, sir. So false.
Say again?
Speed
Direct-
of rotation is directly proportional to engine.
I can't hear very well. Sorry.
Speed of rotation is directly proportional to engine speed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, speed of rotation is directly proportional to engine speed. It has to be because it's fixed to it, unless it is either a reduction gearbox. It's proportional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Which one is which? Which out of the two things we've got thrust and torque? Which one is the propulsive force? Yeah, thrust. Torque is obviously resistance to that. Good. Alrighty. Let's see, we've got finished there. Let's see, done that, done that, done that. Okay, assemblies. We'll finish off the assemblies here. A propeller assembly will have a few things. We've got 5 things there. There could be a lot of bits more in there. But what would the propeller assembly generally have to it? So what's going to be involved in a propeller assembly? What would you find there?
Spinner, blade,
So I'll give you one of them. One's a spinner.
Yeah.
So what else?
Let-
Yeah, you have a counterweight, yeah, possibly.
eh,
Well, saying that, you probably find the counterweight on the hub assembly, but for the propeller assembly,
Anti-ice slipping.
electric
the submarine to that provides electrical power for the engine, yeah.
Props.
Cuffs, yeah.
Brushes.
Brushes, yeah, that gets electrical brushes. So it's spinner and spinner black plate, yeah, that's good. All right, what else might you find on the hub assembly? We've mentioned one, we've got the counterweights, and they help with the CTM moments, the centrifugal counterweights. So you've got those. What else might you find in a hub assembly?
bearing spring.
Bearings.
Yeah, definitely bearings there, yeah.
Counterweights.
Counterweights, yeah.
Feathering spring.
Bearing spring, yeah. And what about the component that moves back and forward? Or components, some can be external, some can be internal. So we've got what can be external and internal.
Piston.
Piston, yeah. And also, what does a piston sit in? What do we call the component that a piston sits in?
Cylinder.
Cylinder, yeah, good. And you might have things like pitch change links that actually move the mechanism, bearing spring mentioned. And you have some ground lock stops as well. Normally, as I say, I could show you out in the hangar, or show you the stops that actually lock the propeller blade in position. Good. The rest is all nice and easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's happy days there. Okay, right, let's see where we finished off on there. Right, we've got that one. So tomorrow we'll start off. We'll do a little bit of recap again. Just keep on top of them, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then we'll start on with page. I hope it's page 64, section 6, propeller efficiency. So we'll finish book 1 probably tomorrow. We'll start a bit of book 2. We've got some questions at the back, which I'll give you over the weekend, as well as your revision one. So hopefully Sanjeev will give you your revision questions as well, and there are answers at the back of the sheets as well. So have a go at doing the questions up to stuff we've done over the weekend. But tomorrow we'll start with propeller efficiency and finish book 1 and take it from there. Okay, that's probably as far as we go to today. Has anybody got any questions before we head off? Any problems or any other bits?
Propeller torque, I want to know about.
Propeller.
It's in page 49. Propeller torque.
What page is that one, sorry?
Page 49.
49. Let's have a look.
Drag M1.
Thrust and torque. Okay. Let's see, right. Well, just remember the thrust is what we call modulate the lift. So the thrust is obviously the faster the propeller spinning through the air, the more lift it's getting, in our case, thrust. All right. The torque is from the engine, okay, which is trying to propel its resistance of the propeller to the spinning of the engine. All right.
Like drag to propeller.
Yeah. In a propeller's case, as it says there, torque is defined when the propeller is rotating about the axis. So the axis is horizontal, the propeller is perpendicular to it. Okay, so as it says there, usually defined when the propeller is rotating about the axis, engine driven power output shaft, which is called the pivot point. Now, the pivot point in anything is called a fulcrum. When you put a bolt into something and you tighten it down, you'll use a spanner or a torque wrench. Well, as you rotate that bolt, that's also called a fulcrum. Anything that's got a pivot point is called a fulcrum or a pivot point. Okay, the torque is how much leverage you're applying to that moving point. And in this case, it's the propeller around the axis of the engine, and that's your torque in that point. Torque is resistance to movement. Okay, twisting action. All right. Anything else in that one? In your diagram, at the bottom of that page, It says engine power and direction of rotation. So it's showing you the engine going one way and the relative flow going the opposite way. So that is trying to resist the flow or the rotation of the engine. So that's providing a twisting moment, your torque. And that's also showing you what the torque's going on with that one, if that helps a little bit. Okay, so torque is an opposite reaction to a moving force. Okay. Thrust is just your lift provided by the airfoil, but we call it in propellers thrust instead of lift. That's the difference. All right. Does that make it any easier for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, guys? All good. That's what I like to hear. Appreciate it's obviously nice and late out there now. What's that? That must be, is that 10 o'clock out there now, is it?
Yeah.
My goodness, I'm tired now, and it's only 4:15 here. But it's very dark here already. So, yeah, nice one, guys. If you have any questions you want, write down tonight or tomorrow morning before we start your afternoons, to say. Anything you want to go through again, we'll recap a bit more of what we've done today before we move on to the next bit. We'll try and do that each day. I appreciate it's only 4 days, obviously. We'll do as much as we can, and then once you get the questions from Sanjeev, you'll have the weekend to go through them, and they'll help you a lot, and the answers are there as well. There are questions coming up on page, I hope it's the same. I've got the older book here at the moment, I don't have the new book, but I think it's still the same, if I remember right. I'll just double check for you guys. Is it on page 78? Is the question still page 78? Unless it's changed. That's still the same, is it? Just before chapter 2?
Yeah, there are 9 questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. It was just double because I've got an old version, but it should be the same. They just updated the date. That's fine. So we'll finish that tomorrow. We'll let you do those questions over the weekend, and we'll check them on Monday, and then we'll start chapter 2, and we'll see how far we get in chapter 2. So we should get on quite far tomorrow as well. Okay, gentlemen. Anybody else got a question?
Night? Yeah, no.
Again? No. Anybody else? We'll go around to whoever's left. All good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for the
Good
first
night.
day. We've managed to get online, which that's always a bonus. I hope it's not been too taxing. I appreciate it's quite late there now. So I hope you get a good night's rest. Enjoy your work tomorrow if you're working. But apart from that, thanks very much. And we'll put your cameras on tomorrow, all right? Because all I've seen is initials at the moment. So please put your cameras on when you join tomorrow morning. Okay. But apart from that, have a good night. See you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.